Hi everyone. Today we'll see about the basics of Visual Studio 2022. Like people who are starting with automation in testing and they are using C Sharp as their language. And if they are using Visual Studio 2022, this will be helpful for them. This will be also helpful for the people who will be doing development as well. So we'll just explore Visual Studio in this session and we'll make a project and we'll see all the menus which are there, which is important, and let's see how it goes. So as you can see on the screen, we have Visual Studio 2022. This is file. Okay. In the menu bar, the first option is file. From the new, you can create a new project. You can connect to a repository from a Git. You can create a file or you can open an existing code, a dot solution file. We'll create a project and we'll see how it goes. We can open any existing project, any folder. We can open a folder and we can explore the files as well. We can clone a repository from Git. We can start a new window. So these four things are important for now. You go to edit. Okay. You can use the shortcut to find anything from all the files that are there. And if you need to find a specific method or something, you can go to quick find and you can do it. If you want to replace something, you can use control H or you can go here and this will replace anything in that file. If you want to find something across all the files which are present in the Visual Studio, you can do it from this find in file. Undo, control Z, control V. These are the simple shortcuts that can be used. Cut, copy, paste, control C, control V, control X. It is similar to the how we do it in Paint or Word. These are very same thing. If you go to view, you can open the solution explorer which is there on the right hand side. If I close it, like if I close Git, if I close test explorer, so if I need to open it, I can go to view and I can open the solution explorer. If my Git is connected to my system and if I need to view the changes, like if I do any kind of changes in my code, it will be seen inside the Git changes. So I can go to view, I can see the Git changes from here, I can see the Git repository from here. These things are like to connect the server if you have something. Text Explorer is something important, like you write test cases and when you clean build your solution, all your test appears here. And if you're using a unit testing framework like NUnit, uh, it will search the test with any method with test attribute, and all the methods which have test attribute, all the test case will be seen here. So this is the bookmark. You can do a bookmark like you do it in the browser. Same way you can add a bookmark in the code as well. These are the structures, the error list. Like if you get any error in your system, you can view it from down. Output, you do a clean build and you can see the status, like if it is getting built or not. It can be seen in this output window. Then we have task list and those stuffs. These are fine for now. Mhm. If you want to install something from PM, like directly connecting the PowerShell from inside the Visual Studio, you can do it here. You can connect to NuGet package and run any NuGet package command, and you can install things here. You go to view, then there are few other stuffs that is fine, not required for very beginners. We'll go to the Git. They have added this Git in the latest video, like in 2019 when we used to work, we didn't had this in the earlier versions. I think so, not sure, but you can explore and you can check it. So similar to the view thing, Git changes and Git repo, we have an dedicatedly menu for cloning, lo- finding a local repository or committing something, managing branch. This part comes under the Git. When we will be using Git, we can use this. Debugging is important. Okay. When we have a project, we can debug many things. This we'll explore once we create a project. That will help. Inside the tools, you can change the theme. Like I click from light to dark, the Visual Studio become dark. Okay, I can change anything from here. I can download more themes as well. And we have an options here, like if we want to change any kind of setting inside the Visual Studio, we can go to the tools and we can go to the options. And we have a lot of setting, like we have debugging settings. If I need to change anything in debug, I can do it from here. Source control is nothing but if I'm connected to Git, VSTS, then I can do it from here. Okay, VSTS is nothing but Visual Studio Team Foundation server. Then we have project related settings here. We have the text editor setting here, and GitHub setting here. In IntelliCode, it's like it will give you suggestions and those stuffs when you type anything. So this can be very helpful for beginners. So basically, any kind of setting you can do it from this option. Extensions, if you need to add any kind of extension to your Visual Studio, you can do it from here. I'll just go and I'll just make the theme as blue. Uh, so you guys can view it. You can browse anything and you can install it from here. These are nothing but and plugins extensions that you can add it in your Visual Studio and you can use it. Windows, it's like you can split the screen, you can have some floating window if there are two tabs. I'll show you that we can have multiple tabs and we can switch it. And inside this help, it talks about the Visual Studio. You can check the update from your and these stuff. So let's create a project, okay, and explore the second line from the menu. I'll go to new, I'll click on project, I'll create a class library. Yes, so we'll create a class library here. We'll click on next. Okay, I'll name the project as Learning Visual Studio 2022. Okay, and meta 01. I'll create, click on next, click on next, and this will create a project. All right. So once the project is created, we'll go to the Solution Explorer. Okay. Here we have a debug. Inside the debug, we have few options. We can add breakpoint. We can have the exception setting. We need to turn this common language runtime exception as on. So whenever there is an exception, it the code will stop there itself. Okay, and it will throw an error for you to check that it is failing you. So here we have breakpoint, we have exception settings, we have immediate window. Immediate window is something like when the debug is happening, when you are running your code, and at that period, if you need to check what is the value inside that variable, you can just type it here and you can get the output, like what will be the output of that variable. Okay. So it is an immediate window. You can take a pause, you can type, and you can get the output. You can debug it, like you can code and you can debug it here. Inside the test, uh, This is basically used to debug the test when you are writing. It is the processor architecture. I'll select x64 here. We can open the text explorer from here. If you have any kind of .run setting files for the configurations, you can select it from here. You can add it in the project and you can select it from here. You will have the option here. So this was it. Now coming to the right hand side, this is a project. A solution can have multiple projects. A solution can have multiple projects. If you need to add some kind of dependencies or any code from a library, you can go here, you can click on browse, and here you will get all the list. Okay, now I'll type NUnit. I'll install NUnit in our project. I will also install NUnit test adapter. These are nothing but a unit testing framework. NUnit test adapter helps you debug the test. Since this is a .NET Core project, we need to add the test SDK to run the test. This test SDK is important to run your test. Your test cases won't run if this is not installed. I'll click on apply, accept. Perfect. So this is installed. We can see we have the SDK, NUnit test adapter. I'll delete this class. Okay. I'll create a folder. I'll name it as test cases. Okay. We are just viewing the high level things inside the Visual Studio. We are not running any kind of test or learning about test cases. I'm just showing you like you can create a folder here as well, and how you can debug and see if the test is coming inside the test explorer. So we'll add a class. We'll write test01. Okay. We'll make this class public and write text fixture. Okay. Write text public. I'll name this as fast test. Control KD is a shortcut. Control KD is a shortcut to align the code. I'll write a fail test. Okay. I'll type failure. I'll save it. I'll do a clean. I'll do a build. I'll go to the test and see I have two test cases. I can right click. I can run it from the test explorer itself. So the failed test case failed. The pass one got. So this was a basic overview of the test explorer. Here we can go to the previous file or the previous step from here. On the top you can save all files. You can save a single file. You can open a file. You can create a new project from here. These are nothing but the shortcuts. This is for undo, this is for redo. If you are deploying some code, you can select release. If you are testing something, you can select debug. If you have created a console application, you can directly run your code from here. Okay, you can start without debugging using this. Okay, you can select any code. You can just comment it, uncomment it. You can see all the bookmark. If there are any bookmark, you can add a bookmark here. Okay, Here you can see a bookmark is added. Okay, you can move it to another line from your. Okay, you can delete the bookmark from this. So these are nothing but the bookmark setting. These are code commenting settings. Okay, so these things will help you. Now if you go to the solution explorer from down, you can search anything. Like if there are multiple files and I need to search something, I can search it from you. This is a search bar to search any file or anything from you. To search anything, like we saw, to a control shift and F. When you press control shift and F, this bar gets open. Okay, this pop-up gets open. You can type the file name, you can search any kind of word. If I write like password, you can search it inside the entire solution or the current project. And if I click on find all, see below I got the result that I found these things. So that was all for this video. I hope you got to know the basics of Visual Studio, and this will help you as a beginner to start using Visual Studio. Thank you.